setting up an association. So it's mandatory to register your association in a commercial register if it's a full legal capacity. So if you let a notary create your full legal capacity association, it will be registered in the Chamber of Commerce, so you don't have to worry about that. You will remain personally liable until you have done this. Generally speaking, your civil notary will do this for you, but it's wise to ask for confirmation. Yeah. So if you set up a vereniging with full capacity, then in theory you won't be personally liable for its obligation. You will need a civil law notary draft a deed stating that you have created a vereniging and listed its statutes that includes those things, all these things. Yeah, so like name, address, purpose, members, requirements, process and rules for appointing, collocation, and all those stuff. Be aware that you will need a civil law notary to amend the deed whenever you need to amend your vereniging status. Association also have house rules in addition to the status. They detail the vereniging practical day-to-day affairs. You won't need a civil notary for those house rules. So what they're saying here is, let's say you have an association. You have the backbone of the association. Here you put the rules about the association. This is something that the notary make. It's not possible for you to change it. Yeah, keep in mind, you cannot change it. But when you have day-to-day rules, let's say house rules, you can create them as long as the house rules is in line with the rules here. You can create house rules, and you and the other members can change the house rules. There's rules for that, but you and the members can change the house rules, and you do not need to go to a notary. But if you go look at the status, you need to go to the notary in order to change it, and it costs a lot of money. So keep in mind when you create this, make sure you have a plan in order to create it. But if you talk about the house rules, you can create house rules, and then people need to follow it. If they don't follow it, there may be consequence, like terminating of the membership, for example. So all those rules about what you can do, what you cannot do, you will find it in here. This is a Dutch version, but this is also the English version. I talk about this in another video where I explain that you don't count too much on the English translation. Make sure you have the original text, because translation is all about making choices. That's the thing for setting up the association. You will need a notary, and you need to go to a notary in order to create everything. Make sure when you create the association, make sure you have a plan so you can put everything on the writing, so you don't have to change it again because it costs a lot of money.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be